Hey, I thought I would just pop in super real quick just to mention that there are possibly light spoilers ahead because I'm fairly sure I know what season 3 is about, even though I have not read the books. And as well as Francesca's just touching a little bit on a certain point about her storyline. But I don't go into detail. But just in case, I wanted to go ahead and give a blanket light spoilers ahead, just in case. Okay, carry on. Hi, YouTube friends. It's Trish here, and welcome to my little corner of the internet. Today we're watching Bridgerton's trailer drop, or not trailer, because there's already been a trailer, but half trailer date announcement. That's what it's called. Okay. Yes, today we're going to be watching the date announcement. It dropped, I think, yesterday. So I am pressing play now. No, it didn't start. Okay, hold on. Pressing play now. Maybe pressing play now. Ish? Kind of.
With each passing season, one is known to experience plenty of ups and downs.
Ooh,
So
love
then
that
we
on the
must
staircase
ask ourselves,
with that
do
line.
we rise to the occasion?
Oh.
As always, time and this author will
Oh, she's
tell.
leaving behind a glove instead of a shoe. A slipper. Okay, part 1, January 29th. There goes the B. But hold on. January 29th. Go back. Part 2 is in February 26th. Oh my god, like a month later? That was such a quick little blip. All of these little drops are like little fixes in between. Well, that was so quick. Her dress is beautiful. Her mask is really pretty too. Really little nice touch. She's leaving behind a glove instead of a slipper. I think leaving behind a slipper at a ball of this sort would be rather strange. Not that it wasn't already strange in Cinderella for her to be leaving a glass slipper behind. Anyway, besides the point. I'm really excited. They're gonna be so cute. I'm so excited for Benedict to be having his love story finally because he is my favorite Bridgerton brother. I had my qualms about last season's storyline with him, and I won't get into all of it. I have videos on it already on my channel, and so it's just... he's still my favorite nonetheless. So I'm really excited to see him find his love. And I love that, you know, I do believe... I haven't read the books, by the way. I have read one of them because I was curious about Francesca's storyline, as I knew that readers of the series were a little upset with the change that they made to one of her love interests, Michael to Michaela situation, and I was curious as to why they felt that that wouldn't be an okay gender swap to do. So I did read that book in order to understand a little better, and I do feel like I do understand a lot better on why that change in particular is a little confusing to have been made, considering Francesca's situation. I won't go into details in case you guys are spoiler free, as I try to stay. So I don't know a lot about this story other than I think it does harken a little similar to the Cinderella story line. So she is essentially working class because, like, she works in her home that she was raised in, and her father's no more and stuff. So it's interesting that Benedict finds himself always with, you know, sort of the working class woman, which we love to see. he's an artist at heart, even though last season there was like no art, and I was very upset about that. But you know, it's still nice to see him. His interests always get diverted by strong, independent women that are really blazing a trail for themselves, professionally speaking. And I love it. So, other than Benedict, my other favorite sibling is Eloise. Now, Eloise last season also was a bit of a bummer. Her storyline, I don't know, for much of last season, she was kind of sad and forlorn, and obviously her friendship with Penelope was still iffy, kind of non-existent at the very beginning of the season for a little bit, and then of course they start to bicker. Not really, it's more one-sided because Eloise is like, I can't believe this, you're marrying my brother and he doesn't know. And in their situation in particular, with everything that happened with Miss Thompson in season 1, it's just sort of like, you're gonna marry my brother without telling him who you are, essentially. And so that was going on for a bit, but then they came together to help transition's not the word I'm looking for, but anyway, eventually they came on each other's side because they needed to protect their family, and Eloise was being framed for being whistled down. Not framed, but the queen was just like, it's gotta be you, and it wasn't her. So then she was like frightened with all of that, and we had Penelope come out to society that she was whistled down. So I mean, it's just Eloise's storyline last season, I get why it was that way, but I also want her to have something. I thought it was really sweet when what she had with oh no, what's his name in season 2? Theo. I knew it was a T name. With Theo, right? I hope it is. I thought that was really sweet, and it was the first time we sort of saw her in a romantic sense. Before that, I kind of got the inkling that maybe she was aromantic, asexual, and stuff like that. I just had no interest in feelings of that sort. So it was really shocking to see her sort of grow a crush for someone. And if she, I don't know, I'd like to see her come into her own this season, I think is really what I'm getting at. I feel that up until now, she's been the little sister trying to, like, find her own place in a family where most of her family is sort of along with how the rest of society is, and wanting to conform, and she isn't of that sort, and she essentially is the black sheep in the family, even though Benedict is like a close confidant because he leans more artistic, and he feels as if he flounders a bit in the family as well. So I loved their sibling dynamic. All the swing set little chat sessions between those two siblings were amazing, so I hope we see a lot more of those. I know that at the end of last season she did go to Scotland with her sister, but I believe that that was supposed to be for a year. So hoping that this season is taking place a year later, essentially, and she's coming home. And, you know, had her little sabbatical away from the family, got to decompress a little bit in the Highlands, and then comes back, you know, to take society by storm along with her brother. And in her own way, I hope. Definitely. It's Eloise. So, what else? I mean, if we see a bit of Kate and Anthony, I'm not gonna complain. Violet, with her potential love interest in, what's his name? I'm awfully terrible with names. Well, whatever his name is. I'm excited to see how that progresses. Now we have to wait until the end of January. That's like 3.5 months. Well, anyway, this was a nicely timed drop for that to happen because last week I was really late to uploading my video. I actually finally got it up this morning because now Once Upon a Time is being really difficult with the copyright overlords. So, anyway, this was a nice little thing to happen, so maybe I can get this up pretty soon, like a midweek video. Later on today, I am planning on recording for I was thinking I would do, my brain is so slow today, To All the Boys I've Loved Before. That's what it's called, right? Because I remember it having good music, and I'm in the mood for some good music, I guess. Part of my rom-com kissing series on my channel is called Kisses Through My Ages, and it is where I rank the final kisses from rom-coms that I've seen through my ages on a tier ranking list that I've created. So if that interests you, I do think that that's going to be the film this week that I do. And that will be coming up hopefully this weekend, but I make no promises. Anyway, that was my date announcement of Bridgerton Season 4 reaction. So I hope you enjoyed, and we'll make it somehow to January 29th, right? It was 29th? I think so. Anyway, toodles.